back to the Dice Towers coverage of Origins 2016. This time, I am joined by Clay from Capstone, and we're going to take a look at Arkwright. And this one looks really nice and meaty, so show me how this works.
Yeah, so Arkwright takes place in the Industrial Revolution during England, and this is where the modern day factories were founded. Okay. And this is the typical case of where machines are taking humans' jobs. So,
as they do.
Yes, and that's kind of the role you're going to play. But at the end of the day, it's all about the shares that you have and being more profitable than your opponents.
Okay.
So each player has a factory mat with 4 different types of commodities that they can have.
Okay. I'm gonna
yeah,
show.
Absolutely.
Okay, so there's 4 different commodities to track here, and each player has one of these boards?
Yes, each player will begin, and you can choose which factories you want to open. You can go in all 4 markets, or specialize in a couple. So you have food, clothes, cutlery, and lamps.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is, and each factory has a technology level associated with it. So you start at level 1, and as time goes on during the Industrial Revolution, the technology level gets improved, and your output will go up, and
you become more efficient.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. But everybody starts at level 1, and you control the quality of your goods that you're manufacturing. You can do some distribution and advertising activities as well. And you also have different assembly lines where you can have various workers to make more product. So.
Okay.
And then the final thing you do in each factory is set the price. You get to determine what price you want to sell your goods for.
Okay.
Now, it would be nice to sell everything at $25, but reality is going to hit. But
do you have to find that sweet spot, that equilibrium between the pricing and the demand?
Exactly, because the demand is going to vary.
Okay.
And this is the job market, so where you can hire workers from. And as you hire more workers, they're in factories, they're working, they're pulling in income, so they're going to be looking to spend their money. And that's when the demand's going to increase. Okay?
Okay.
So how appealing your goods are is going to affect how the demand is distributed to the other players, among the players.
And while you're doing all of this, finding your equilibrium, all your opponents are doing the exact same thing with their goods to compete with you?
Yes, exactly. And so the more appealing your goods are, the demand is going to go to that person that's more appealing first, and then later on trickle down to, so if yellow opens up a food factory and has a lower appeal and yours is way up here, blue's going to get a lot of that demand served before yellow will. And blue might sell all of their goods, and yellow might not be able to sell every single one of their produced goods.
Okay.
So there's that nice balance that you mentioned. So everybody, in a nutshell, you get this. There's only 5 actions, but you get 6 base actions from hiring workers. You notice that the more you hire, the more expensive they become.
Because the job market decreases? And
yes.
So, you don't have as many people out there looking for work, and so they can, so everything in here seems to have this nice counterbalance to it.
Oh, it's very smooth too. So people will, and these are your action markers, you will place your actions on your respective column here.
Okay.
You have to pay royalty fees to do that action. So if I wanted to hire some people, I'll just pay $2, and then I can hire as many as I want. I pull from this market and put them on my factories.
Okay.
When workers get expensive, you might want to replace them with machines. So machines only cost $1 when your factory operates.
Okay.
And they have to replace a human. So that person's fired, and now this person is also fired. So, but it's good for you because your operation costs are way lower.
Oh yeah. I know. As the business owner, as the man, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, exactly. And so we have a quality increase and a distribution activity action that you can take, and it increases your quality, which will allow you to sell for a higher price. So there's that. You can build more factories, and as I mentioned before, as time goes on, you can upgrade your factories to a level 2 or a level 3, or even the prestigious level 4, which is the best. So, and the final thing you can do is go to the stock market. And this is something I haven't mentioned yet. Everybody starts the game with 15 shares. Okay. And you have to sell, and they're valued at $10 each. You have to sell shares to get your starting capital to play the game. Okay. So most people sell between 5 and 10 shares. And then, so you'll get $10 per share.
Okay, so right off the gate, you have to sell off some of your company.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
And throughout the game, you're going to be doing the factory actions, but you're also going to be increasing, your share value is going to go up as you sell goods in the market. And you want to buy back your shares as much as possible, because at the end of the day, your score is the number of shares you have bought back multiplied by the value of your shares, wherever your indicator is.
Now, as your company improves its value, is it harder and more and more expensive to buy back your shares?
Oh yeah, so you got to pay this price. Right now, Blue's paying $10 per share, where you're paying 21.
So you are working against the clock to get your own shares back,
exactly.
But also trying to keep them as expensive as possible to get the most points.
That is correct, yes. And there's a fine balance. Do I invest all my capital in my factories to make the best machines, or like make the best goods and sell them for a high price? Or do I buy all my shares early and get a lot of shares back, but I'm not going to have a lot of capital to invest in my factories?
It sounds like there are multiple approaches you can take.
I've played this game 12 times, the water frame version, which is the full version, and every time I'm still like trying to figure out how to manipulate the market in my favor. I'm getting pretty good at it, but it's so amazing how it all works when you're competing with everybody in there.
From your overview, it sounds fantastic how everything dovetails together.
Oh, it does.
I love that.
Yeah,
so,
I'm glad.
This is Arkwright. What's the? Is this in production now? In distribution? Is it available? What's the availability timeline of this?
Yeah, so we did pre-orders back in March and through April.
Okay.
Those have been fulfilled. The production copies were received in May, and it's going to hit retail stores June 20th, which is Monday.
Oh,
so,
just next week.
Yes, right
Excellent.
after the show. We have a booth here, and it's been doing very well. Been running around like crazy, but
that's great.
It's been an awesome time, and the reception has been phenomenal. So
cool.
I'm very excited about it.
Well, thank you, Clay.
Thank you, Chaz.
I'm looking forward to digging in and kind of unearthing more and more details about it.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
In the meantime, thank you for watching our coverage of Origins 2016, and we'll talk to you again soon.